subject to scrutiny here, and I thought I'd do a quick video on Cern. Cern is the European Organization for Nuclear Research and Physics. And it says, and engineers are probing the fundamental structure of the universe. They use the world's largest and most complex scientific instruments to study the basic constituents of matter, the fundamental particles. And if you don't know anything about CERN, they have something called the Large Hadron Collider. And it says right here, what does the Large Hadron Collider do? The Higgs boson is a theoretical particle smaller than an atom, which scientists believe is about to be spotted. But to detect it requires the world's largest particle accelerator, the Large Hadron Collider. That was back in 2011. And they did, in 2012, discover, allegedly, this Higgs boson thing. But it's in Geneva, Switzerland. The Large Hadron Collider, that's where it's located. In case you didn't know. But let's look at the cost to build this thing. $13.25 billion to find some particle for what? Some sort of research. They didn't better mankind. Nothing good has come from it. Personally, I think it's a very demonic thing. It's a very evil intentions behind it. Now let's look at Cern symbolism, because there's a lot going on there. Let's check out the images. It's always the best. Well, first off, they have this huge cat statue. And if you are familiar with Hindu and Indian religions, this is the destroyer, or Kali the destroyer. And she's standing, you can see she's standing on a child, or maybe a man. I can't remember if it's a man or a child, but she's the destroyer. See, Brahma is the creator, or God, and Kali is basically the devil, or the destroyer. And they work together in partisan to do that. And let's find CERN's actual logo. There's CERN's logo. You can clearly see it's a bunch of sixes if you really look at it. It's supposed to be the collider, but the collider itself makes a bunch of sixes. And yeah, I mean, there's a bunch going on there. And you can see inside the Hadron Collider, there's all these wires and stuff going. But then if you look at this Mayan, that's supposed to be their evil deity as well. And you see all these ancient devils, basically. Every culture has the devil. Dancing Shiva is one of the greatest gifts to the world of art. Shiva symbolizes Shakti, or life force. In the Hindu Trinity, he is the creator, the sustainer, and the destroyer. That's not true. I'm not going to continue with that. And then you got this movie called Symmetry they made, which is very, very interesting. And then you got to look at the Gothard Tunnel opening, which was also very, very interesting. There's it broken down for you. The 3 circles are the 3 sixes. So you get all those kinds of symbols. So that now we look at let's look at the Symmetry movie they made. Now they added they had this, which I thought was very interesting. they have this man dancing inside this circle of salt. And if you know anything about rituals, you know that the circle, that's one way that they control it. They put the demon inside of the circle and they can control the way that it dances, or can keep it inside the circle, keep it contained. And they did this in this movie. And then they also had the man dancing, doing the Shiva death dance with these people here. You can see that here. Come on. And this is also part of the movie. This is all fair use. Let me go a little further here. Where's the one? Here's the one of him wandering through the desert. And if you know any of the symbolism with that, or the Bible, and that completely flat horizon behind him. But he's wandering through the desert, and if you notice, a lot of celebrities do this in their music videos. It's a very demonic thing. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but I know I've seen several music videos. I think there was a Katy Perry one. And then you look at this. And that's your boy, Mr. Barack Hussein Obama. God of all things on the Newsweek cover. Which is just disgusting. But I think I covered everything. Now let's look at... I'm not even going to get into the Mandela effect and Cern, because there's a whole thing going on there. But here's some rituals they did at Cern. This is one they did for the opening of the Gothard Tunnel. And there's a whole story behind the... You see the scarabs hanging. You see these angels. You see these people coated in these things. People coming out in their underwear, dancing. There's a story that they asked the people of this village of Gothard, asked the devil to help them build this bridge. And the devil said, okay. But only as long as I get the first soul of the first person across the bridge. And they said, okay. Well, the people tricked him, and when the bridge was done, they sent a goat across the bridge. And that's why you get the Baphomet, because Satan took the goat and he tried to destroy that rock. He tried to destroy the bridge with a rock, but one of the villagers put a cross on it, and he was unable to move it. And when they made this tunnel, they were actually able to move that rock. But this is a ritual caught at Cern. There's their statue, and you can see all these people in hoods. There's an interesting video on that. I mean, you can search it on YouTube. It's very, very interesting. And this is from that Gothard Tunnel. This is the goat man that they had. He wore this goat headdress. So tons of symbolism all through it. Now let's look at what people have been seeing. Oh wait, this is something I wanted to show real quick. These are images that they put onto the, I believe, Empire State Building during a New Year's thing. But look at that. That's Callie. And there she is again. And you can clearly see the tongue. There were several ones that they projected onto that building. And I mean, this is the deity that they're talking about right here. Look at him. Standing on a man's chest, holding another man's head. His tongue out. Doesn't look very nice to me. And then you see like these. Her doing the tongue. You'll see lots of celebrities doing that. Maybe this one will look better. People can actually see it a little better. Oh no, still fuzzy. Sorry. But there's a lot you can research. You can start looking at the Mandela effect. You could start looking at, what people think is going on with Cern and whatnot. And then I wanted to kind of wrap up with these videos. There's lots of videos online you can see, but these are clouds that they've seen above Cern. And I mean, that looks just like the Cern symbol, don't it? And then you look at this one, and this one's real too. I've seen this one. And then you see all these movies with portals, and they're showing you these portals, but I don't think they're portals. I think they're tearing the veil. They're opening a hole and allowing demonic creatures to come in. This is another video right here. It swirled all together and made a hole, and then that round beam of light went into it, I don't know if that was what that was. I'm not going to say an alien, but I'm not going to say a demon, but it's a very interesting video nonetheless. If you want to do some more digging into it, but then you have this one, and I mean, I don't know what that's about. Looks like chemtrails. Testing Project Bluebeam. There's a picture of Cern, their Large Hadron Collider. And it's big. I mean, it is big, big, big. People are wondering why we're getting all these rainbow clouds in the sky. And it's because there's all the chemicals and the light's refracting off of it like oil. Like when you see oil on the ground, it like refracts colors. Same kind of thing. But anyway, subject to scrutiny. Like, share, subscribe.